The Range Rover stable needed a supercharged 3.0-liter V6 petrol engine like Hannibal Lecter needed a bit more menace. But, with an increasing trend away from diesel and towards petrol, this 335 bhp motor, which undercuts the equivalent V6 diesel by 4,300 pounds, may not be as surplus to requirements as it initially seems. It's going into both the full-fat Range Rover and the Range Rover Sport that we're testing here, the latter available only in mid-spec HSE dynamic trim. Potter about and the Supercharged V6 delivers an appreciably quiet, smooth well of performance. The 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox blurs shifts as well as ever, and normally at the right moment, but it can be a touch hesitant to respond if you ask for a sudden burst of acceleration. And you may well want to do that regularly. This is a fast car and there are kicks to be had in enjoying the long, predictable yet progressively more frantic build-up of speed. The sheer incongruousness of having this hefty car sprint along with such willingness still impresses, although you have to rev the V6 pretty hard to get the best from it. This character doesn't suit the Range Rover as well as the torque-heavy, muscular mid-range of the diesels and the dramatically potent V8 petrol engines do. We love the Range Rover Sport. It's a familiar beast and yet it's one that never fails to impress anew with the sheer breadth of ability every time we prop an elbow on the door sill. But this is not the one to go for. Yes, it's cheaper than the V6 diesel, which is still expected to account for the bulk of sales, and it is also quieter unless you stray into the higher reaches of the rev range. But the oil burner's hearty torque delivery is somehow just as satisfying and actually better suits the Range Rover Sport in the everyday mix of driving. Even if it had a bit more character to it, this V6 would still be hard to justify, given that the diesel will also be more economical and will hold its value better. Without that added sparkle and the critical want-one factor that manages to seep out of every stitch and bolt in other Range Rover Sport models, including the worthy SD V6, this version feels like a niche choice in the range.